Hospitality Club. I hope you all are doing well. After lunch, you're not tired. This is a special day for me because after a long time, I'm in Section B again. I'm standing here. It's been a while, and I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what these girls have to say. So congratulations to both Angelica and Maria for getting this far, and I hope you will take the club to new heights. So starting off, we have Angelica. Big round of applause.
Hi guys. Okay, so I'm sure there's a lot of people who know my personal history in my section, but I would like to share it with you. So I am from California. I moved back and forth from LA and Berkeley growing up, and I was raised in the restaurant industry. I moved to San Diego and did my undergrad in international business with an emphasis in marketing. And during my undergrad, I studied abroad for 2.5 years in Milan. After being in Milan, I moved back to San Diego because eventually I needed to graduate at some point. So I moved back there and I worked in sales and events. And then I moved back to Milan again, where I taught. I taught in various companies. I worked with some that you probably know, like Publicis, Seabury, Piccolo Teatro, Four Seasons, Armani, and multiple others. After that, I moved to London, where I was previously to an MBA, and I was working at Booking.com with accommodations. So that's my personal history. If you were to ask any of my friends what I'm doing always in my free time, it would be organizing trips, sniffing out the pop-ups, the must-try restaurants, and everything to do with tourism, culture, and things like that. I'm sure a lot of you know that a couple weeks ago we organized a trip to Kava Fest, and I told a lot of you that there is going to be a gastroforum coming up. After the MBA, I would like to go into gastrotourism. So I want to bridge the gap between traveling foodies and local artisans. So that's about me. Now, about the Hospitality Club. As you know, the club is quite young. I think we first need to rename the club to attract more members. I think we need to probably call it something along the lines of food, culture, and tourism. And there's 3 key aspects that I think that we need to work on. So I think first and foremost, we need to bond and build a network. I think that we need to learn from our predecessors that are in the industry, and we need to create opportunities. So for the network, I think you guys do know that we are working with another university here in Barcelona that does specialize in hospitality, but I would like to also reach out to ESSEC in Paris, which has an MBA specifically in hospitality, and also to the Lausanne University, that is one of the biggest hospitality universities in Europe. And I'm hoping that with this, obviously that we can learn from each other and grow our network, but besides that, that we can attract people to come to us. So we can attract big businesses to come and talk to us if we can organize all together. In continuation to what the club has been doing, they have been working with people in the industry here. So they have been working with Majestic Hotel, with Marriott, with Hilton, and obviously these are big chains that we need to continue to work with. But I also want to look at the other side. I want to look at those small boutique hotels. So there is an Asade graduate, an alumni from here, that has Casa Bonet, and I would like to work with her and see how she developed her concept, how she made her business one of the highest ranked boutique hotels here in Barcelona. On top of that, I want to continue to work with other producers. So with Mortiz Brewery, with Freshenet, and other vineyards in the area, and do tours and work with them. And then, of course, we need to take into consideration that we are living in Barcelona. Like, we are living in Spain. We are living in one of the countries that has very, very rich culture. So I want to organize not only like trips to other places within Europe, obviously, but around Spain, to go to the different festivities that are around Spain. For example, I have to remember the name. I think it's like Fallas Festival. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. In Valencia, there's also
Fiesta de Fallas.
Thank you. That's the one. And I want to go. Do you guys know what that festival is? Yes, no, maybe.
No.
It's so basically they make huge. They make huge floats out of paper mache, and they take probably almost a year to construct. And they take it around the city, and then they just burn it. So these are festivities that have a lot of culture, but obviously bring a lot of tourism to that area. So we can go and see obviously the festivals because it's a beautiful festival to see, and once the float is gone, it's gone. But then obviously see what people are doing in the areas, how they're creating discipline and building up hospitality. What else? I would also like to try to organize 2 treks. So I would like to have a trek before the winter break, if possible, and one after the winter break. So the one that I'm thinking of organizing before the winter break is called the International Luxury Travel Market. It's in Cannes. It is B2B. It's between suppliers and sellers. It is invite only, so I think the only way that we could go would be to volunteer to work there. And then the one that would be after the winter break, which is in March, is LTV Berlin, which is one of the world's leading travel trade shows. So those are the 2 things that I really want to organize. I also want to work with the entrepreneurs in the field. So we have many entrepreneurs in this field who have already expressed that they want to work with us, some of which are Givania, Alter Keys, Busy Host, Your Hero, and then of course Delicioso, that is funded from Asade, someone that was here when we signed up. Okay, so the last but not least, like I said, I do want to take into account that we need to take advantage of where we live. So how many of you actually do know Sant Cugat by Miss Hugh that lives here? Other than that little street that you walk when you come to university, or in my case, run because I'm always late. I would like to organize maybe like a tapas or bar crawl that we can do with the local people in this area, and then hopefully use this as a fundraiser for our club to fund for going to future tracks. So, in conclusion, the things that I would like to work on, and I think that we need to have in the hospitality club, is networking, to learn, to grow, and then to create opportunities. And obviously this is not something I plan to do alone. I really need to change and develop the club with everyone's interest, and of course have a very strong board. Thank you.